Hello, welcome to Improve with Joe. Today I'm doing a simple modeling of the wooden model plus a Rubik's Cube. Hope you enjoy. And this is for all those people who just want to see the Rubik's Cube solved. I get it. Thank you for watching the documentation part. Now let's transition over to the computer to go through the upload, processing, rendering, and eventually the exporting process. And welcome back. Now we're going to be doing our picture processing, data transfer, modeling, amazingness. Let's begin the process. So far I got the video from here, moving the video from my phone to my storage. Works if I have the right stuff open at the right time. But yeah, moving that over there. And we're gonna go ahead and get our pictures organized. So wood model pictures. So for the A7S III, it shoots it, at least for the settings that I have it in, it shoots it in both JPEG and RAW or ARW, raw file. I'm going to go through as my computer is going to be a little bit slower today because I'm recording at the same time as also creating this. I'll pause the recording on certain times where the computer will need to render. It's funny. It's definitely on the list for things I need to do to improve my workflow is improve the technology. But sometimes you have to work around the technology, work around the level of computing power that your computer has, and just get it done. And if that means being patient, then sometimes you got to be patient. As I'm patiently waiting to, because I could use the ARW files. They are, as you can see, much bigger, a lot more detail in there. For my purposes, I don't think I will need this, especially for this tutorial, how to process video. So for me, I want to view as all the details, categorized by ARW, and I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of them. You know, if I was working on a larger project like the Albatross train that actually just got modeled by Zeneca, very impressive. They definitely use their ARW files. For me, I'm okay with just JPEG for now, especially because I do have, it's a good quality JPEG, so it's not a, you know, so go through, buy ARW files, because I don't need them for this project. It'll be just fine without it. All right, now I got my folders, my pictures, transferring those over. And also shoot in 4K with a proxy of 1080p. Going around back to the computer, gonna have to just use a 1080p proxy version for the 4K file until I upgrade the computer, which can just handle everything. But for now, using proxy files and kind of working it. So got all that transferred, got all the pictures transferred, and now the first step before even going into reality capture, even though I have reality capture open, is to go through the pictures and make sure they're all good. I believe most of them are going to be, see, that one was on the before I changed the settings, so I can delete that one. Still testing out the, yeah, these are still tests. There we go, so that's the first one. So here's the first one. It looks pretty good. The everything is in focus, or rather the specific object that I'm wanting to capture is in focus. There is overlap, so that's going to be a blurry one I want to get rid of. Occasionally there will be blurry ones. You can see my beautiful girlfriend in the background. She's working at home with me today. In a small little studio space, so it was fun. So yeah, just going through the different pictures. So that one's a little blurry, want to get rid of it. That one, yeah, might as well get rid of the blurry ones just because that will, that could cause a conflict. And as I said, I'm definitely still learning in terms of capturing the full, because right now I can tell just in this picture that it has that top part focused more, even though that is what I'm trying to focus on in this picture. I'm curious whether or not that defocused part of the lower legs would get in the way and cause an issue. Let's get rid of that one's bottom as well. Lots and lots of pictures. Cool. All right, so we'll restart from the beginning again just to check. And so this is definitely a time-intensive part of it, just going through and checking each picture. But it is something that's going to be beneficial for you and for your rendering to go through, take that little bit of time, you know, identify which one of those pictures are not in focus, and then, you know, unfortunately, if you have to go back and retake them, that's part of it. Definitely try to work that into your process so you don't have to go back and retake. Yeah, so most of these look pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about that. I could have dusted off the little wood thing. I can tell there's a couple little dust fragments on it. The wood glue, I mean the hot glue, that'll stay. And so for these, I did need to, I definitely need to learn more about the whole process, because there are some photos you can see went back and forth of in focus, out of focus, in focus, out of focus. So I think I'm just going to leave all of those because it was the Rubik's Cube that was in focus and then the head that was in focus. And I went back and forth. So I think I need to get like a 50 millimeter like fixed prime kind of lens, because I'm not sure how reality capture is going to handle all that. We shall see. All right, so I think most of these are fine. It looks pretty cool, knowing that I've just documented these. Granted, like, for what purpose am I documenting this besides just documenting it to record it, to render it, to show the process? Because it's fun. And I like that picture because you could tell, I mean, that's where the face is supposed to be. Alright, so we're done with the images for now. Let's go ahead and drag and drop. So if you want, you can either go to Workflow, Inputs, Folder, and either add just individual files or the actual folder, or you can just go ahead and drag and drop. Once you select the view that you're looking for, I like this view. I'm going to go ahead and grab all of them and bring them in. So now all my pictures are in reality capture and I'm good to go. I'm going to, let's see, how do I want this? Perfect. This will be my help. And it definitely is a recommend have the help window open. It's a very important thing. But that's actually where I'm going to put my face. So, all right, we'll lower this down. Make that a specific 2D. This way I can look at all the files, all the pictures, individual specific one that I have in question, and then my 3D rendering. So we're going to go ahead and just to begin, align your images. We'll see how long this takes. So we have our first aligning images rendered done. Let's check it out. Ooh, pretty cool. This is awesome. So yeah, already went ahead and took off that bottom. It knew. It's smart. But I got a pretty good rendering out of it, or just basic point cloud. I don't see any large issues with it at all, which is fun. So this one actually won't be a great video for saying all the different troubleshooting techniques that you can do, but yeah, let's check it out. So that's the base. And that's really cool. One quick thing that you can do for looking at your scene is you can go to the top tab, go to scene, and you can change the camera scale. So I want to see much bigger pictures. So that way if I were to go look around and actually, like, let's say I was looking for one specific photo, or trying to just And sometimes that happens. I don't know why. But yeah, let's say you're looking for one specific photo and you knew exactly where it was or what in relation to it or where you're looking. So like here's the photo that I want to see. It has it outlined in orange right there. So I can take this right there and I know exactly the photo that I want. Also, double click right with the left mouse button and that'll rechange your shifting focus or where you're going to pan around. So by clicking over here, I would shift around over there. By clicking on this actual photo that I want, not only does that, you know, identify that photo that you want in the 2Ds menu, but then also you can rotate. Ooh. Okay, maybe not. You can set rotation points and rotate. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera smaller again, camera scale smaller, so you can still see the little tiny dots. And then let's just go ahead and actually, because I do want to redefine the construction region, so I'm going to go to reconstruction, set reconstruction region, and set it automatically, and that way it'll also enable me to change this a little bit. And using the keyboard shortcuts, you have either 0, which is perspective, 1, which is a parallel view, 2, which is top, so I need to move that back, 3, 4, 5, whoa, 6, 7. These are all just different perspectives in which to view them. Or you can go to Scene and click on this display drop down for either perspective, top, down, bottom, left, right, either one. For this one, I'm just going to make sure my reconstruction region is right on the bottom of that. That's good. Same thing with the sides. So yeah, usually setting automatically works just fine, so we'll leave it there. And then, let's see, using, thank you to Thomas, one of the guys in Reality Capture who went through some of the tutorial videos, by going to by going to reconstruction settings, and then, let's see, let's check my notes. Best quality texture, reconstruction, unwrap. Okay, so that's after I actually have the model. So next thing, let's actually go and just render in normal detail. Let's check it out. And now that this regular normal render is complete, let's go check it out in Reality Capture. Bam! Pretty damn cool, if you don't say so myself. Wow. Little tiny human model that I created. It's pretty cool. I can already start to see the little squares of the Rubik's Cube. Little stickers poking out there. The arms, a little bit of a issue there. But overall, pretty darn cool. So I'm going to go through and do a time lapse of just going through, cleaning it up. Basically just using the lasso tool to go through, select certain aspects of it and remove it. And then from there, we're just going to keep this model pretty simple and just going to colorize it and texturize it. And then down the road, future projects will be to actually use it in Unreal Engine, establish a sort of geometry between it, how the image can move, because this could be a person, this could be anything. And yeah, very, very beginning of this process, but definitely looking forward to learning that. I mean, I literally just installed Unreal Engine, so there's some learning to do. So I hope you enjoy the time lapse of this trimming, and then we'll be back for the coloring and texturing. So now that we have the entire model cleaned up, simplified, smoothed out, aka reducing the number of triangles. Now granted, I didn't reduce it from 1.3 billion down to less than 3 million, which is like a 0.1% of the total. I'm not sure exactly what I did, but let's just say it's 50-50. I reduced 50% of the triangles. So down the road, once I actually export this out to Unreal Engine or try to create it into a game engine, that'll be important to have that more simplified kind of model, less triangles, less effort for the computer to render, aka it's going to go faster. So in terms of making my plan run faster, this is absolutely part of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and colorize it, take the last few little steps, and then I will show it to you after colorizing. Here we have the model fully colored. Wow. The little Rubik's Cube. The wee little Rubik's Cube. Pretty darn cool if I don't say so myself. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and texturize. But first, before texturizing, let's follow a couple steps of reconstruction, unwrapping parameters, changing the texel size to optimal. So let's try that real quick. Reconstruction, going to unwrap. Unwrap parameters. Expand the menu. Change maximal texture count to fixed texel size. Texel size should be optimal, and then large triangle removal threshold of 10,000. And then unwrap that baby. And this is basically changing how the model is being colored, wrapped, and then ultimately textured. So unwrapping that. And then now is when you texturize. Texture. So pick that up at the end of there. And that is the final after aligning, normal rendering, colorizing, texturizing, plus some smoothing and simplifying in there. It's the final image of the wooden model holding the Rubik's Cube. It's not finished, but you can see that at the other part of the video. We'll model the Rubik's Cube stack later. That's definitely, I got quite a few of those that I want to model just for the heck of it. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying this process. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. I'm very excited to learn more about the software, work with industry professionals, maybe do a few interviews here or there, and potentially make some major groundbreaking steps in terms of my company and what I plan on doing. More details on that to come. Basically establishing a 3D aerial inspection company, plus digital asset, media creation, tool, everything. So very, very much so looking forward to that. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for improving with Joe, and I'll see you in the next one.